What's up, guys? I hope you're doing well. This is going to be a quick one, but hopefully a helpful one, or at least an interesting one. I am going to be going over the budget compressor slash airgun setup I decided to settle on in order to start priming my car and hopefully eventually painting my car. So let's jump into it. Okay, real quick, before we jump into it, I have got to give a huge thank you to Daniel. He just upgraded his Mustang to an HEI ignition system, and he sent me his old Petronix digital ignition and coil, along with a few other goodies, which I am really excited about. It is a golf-themed 65 Mustang Fastback. I can't wait to put that on my desk at work. I'm gonna love it, so thank you very much. A lot of you guys have said in comments before, you don't know where I find the constant motivation to work on this project. And sincerely, honestly, a huge part of it is just you guys, the viewers. When you get a handful of guys that are just as excited about the project that you're working on as you, and they're talking to you about it from week to week and doing incredibly awesome things like this, it's just like incredible motivation. And I've talked to a few other YouTubers that I know definitely agree. So that being said, I can't thank you guys enough. Also, I have got to give a huge thank you to Tony. I've mentioned him in a previous episode, but I sent him a picture of my build sheet, and he took the time to meticulously decode this for me. And when I say meticulously, I mean he broke it down, sent me a very nice detailed email letting me know all the information. But one of the cooler things that I discovered was that it was actually sold at a Pittsburgh dealership in Pennsylvania, which I assumed it was probably sold in New Jersey. That wasn't the case. Anyway, thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Now, on to my spray gun compressor setup. So my strategy for this setup was to keep costs down because I am working on a budget. So I knew the first thing I had to find was a spray gun that required a low CFM. So I went with a low volume, low pressure spray gun. This is a Sprayit SP33000K gravity feed spray gun kit. And it is a kit, and I will put a link to this down in my description. I bought this off of Amazon. I paid like 109 bucks for it. I will put the link in the description. I will tell you, I did just join the Amazon affiliate program. So if you guys click that link, I do get a kickback, but that is not why I'm putting that link in here. I'm just putting it in there so you can find the gun that I went with in case you're interested in doing the same thing. The gun itself seems pretty nice. It's a nice looking gun. It's a cheaper gun, but I've heard a few people say a cheap gun will get you done. And that's the case that I'm going for with this scenario. I picked up an inline dryer for it, so I got this at Harbor Freight. And I haven't even really looked into this kit. I still actually haven't even installed the regulator. I just threw the kit on an air hose just so I could, spray it a little bit just for effect. But it does come with different things to clean it. Again, the link is in the description if you want to look into this for yourself. The other reason I went with this kit is because it comes with 3 different tips: a 1.3 tip, a 1.5 tip, and a 1.7 tip. The high build primer that I went with to start spraying on my car requires a 1.7 tip. So I actually started there. The high build primer that I got, or I settled on, and then I went in search of my gun and compressor from there. So that was my strategy. Okay. On to the compressor. So I settled on this Cobalt Quiet Tech air compressor because it is capable of 4.5 CFM at 90 PSI. And it's also oil free, which was a big factor for me. I didn't want to have to deal with oil possibly getting into the airlines, all that stuff, especially for my first time painting a car. So if the compressor is capable of 4.5 CFM at 90 PSI, it should be able to run that air gun at 30 PSI because the CFMs theoretically should go up as you drop the PSI. That's my thought process. We will find out. The compressor is like $309, and If I decide I need more CFM, I always could build a system where I add a cheaper, less expensive compressor to get to the CFM that I need. The other big reason I went with this compressor, and this part actually blows my mind, is how quiet it is, because I have a very small house. It is a slab foundation, which means any noise, any vibration that takes place in the garage, on the concrete, my girls can hear when they're trying to sleep, or they are sleeping, or anybody else can hear in the house. So I wanted something that was going to be quiet, and I'm about to show you just how quiet this thing is. Hopefully the video does it justice. So first off, I'm going to turn on the small pancake compressor that I currently have so you can hear that, and then I'm going to turn on this, and hopefully you can hear the difference, because I swear this one is quieter than this little pancake compressor. So let's try it. There's that one. Here's this quiet tech. That is insane. And this is a 26-gallon tank. Turn it off for now. But this is a 26-gallon tank, and I can tell you, working at the required 30 psi for that spray gun, it takes a decent amount of time to empty that tank before the compressor even has to kick on. So it should more than suffice for me to at least spot prime different parts of the car. The other thing I want to show you is the airline dryer setup I went with just on the cheap end, just to get me up and running for now. I went and got an air filter dryer system from Harbor Freight to remove moisture. But before the compressed air even gets to my air gun, I actually have it running through 50 feet of air hose to cool it down before it gets to the dryer. And there are definitely more efficient and better ways to be doing this. This is just me trying it on the cheap. Generally, a lot of guys will run pipe up and down in order to help gravity pull the water condensation out of the air. I don't have a setup like that yet. I might try a few different things, but for now, this setup here, this 50 foot of hose, should at least cool down the air enough to get the moisture to form in order for the dryer to remove it. That is the setup. I honestly haven't even had the chance to try it. I just know I'm incredibly excited about it, and I am really jacked up about this compressor. That is not that loud at all. I'm gonna guess it sounds louder here than it actually is, but I mean, that right there is so much quieter than this. Like, I guarantee my one dog is having an anxiety attack in the house right now from firing up that pancake compressor. And as far as the progress I got done on the Iron 6, mostly sanding and cleaning. You guys don't really want to see that stuff. I know some of you guys say throw up the videos anyway, but I really feel like it would be boring. I'm hoping for a video this coming week of some progress, but I will show you what I have done. Basically, the side panels on the cow, they have all been cleaned up. All of the seam sealer has been removed. All of the dirt and grime has been removed from this area, and I am getting ready to sand all that and prep it for primer. So that's where I'm at with everything. I should be spraying primer here before too long. Fingers crossed, looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be fun, and I have really high hopes about this air compressor spray gun setup. Again, I will put the link to that stuff in my description if I remembered, so you guys can check that out for yourselves. That's pretty much everything I have for this week. Again, huge thank you to Daniel and Tony. I really appreciate all you guys. You guys give me so much motivation. This channel, the experience with this channel already has just blown my mind with how much motivation and how much inspiration I've gotten from this, hearing back from you guys and hearing your enthusiasm. So hopefully we will have a video soon with me using this compressor spray gun setup, spraying primer. We'll see. So until the next episode, guys, take care.